What if I told you that the rain falling outside your window right now might not be natural? And what if governments around the world already knew this and said absolutely nothing? Here's what they don't put in your evening news. Weather modification technology is not science fiction. It is not a conspiracy theory scribbled on the back of a napkin. It is a documented, government-funded, scientifically validated field of research that has been quietly advancing for over 70 years. And right now, in 2024, it is closer to mainstream deployment than at any point in human history. Let's go back. 1946. A scientist named Vincent Schaefer, working at General Electric, dropped a small amount of dry ice into a supercooled cloud inside a freezer. Within seconds, he watched ice crystals form. That moment cracked open a door that has never fully closed. Within a year, the first outdoor cloud seeding experiment took place over Mount Greylock in Massachusetts, producing actual snowfall from a clear sky. The world barely noticed, but the military did. By the time the Vietnam War arrived, the United States had launched Operation Popeye, a classified cloud seeding mission designed to extend the monsoon season over the Ho Chi Minh Trail to slow enemy movement. It ran from 1967 to 1972. This is declassified. This is real. The United States Air Force literally weaponized rainfall. When this became public, the international community was so disturbed that the United Nations passed the Environmental Modification Convention in 1978, banning hostile use of weather modification in warfare. Stop and think about that. The world needed an international treaty to stop countries from using weather as a weapon. And yet here we are still treating weather control like a fantasy. Today, China operates the largest weather modification program on the planet. According to the Chinese government's own published data from 2020, China expanded its weather modification program to cover an area of over 5.5 million square kilometers, which is roughly 1.5 times the size of India. They deploy aircraft, rockets, and ground-based systems to seed clouds, suppress hail, and generate rainfall on demand. Before the 2008 Beijing Olympics, China fired over 1,100 rockets into clouds surrounding the city to force rain to fall before the opening ceremony, ensuring clear skies. This is not rumor. This is reported by state media and confirmed by meteorological agencies. But China is not alone. The United Arab Emirates, a desert country with less than 100 millimeters of annual rainfall, has invested tens of millions of dollars into cloud seeding operations. In 2021, the UAE used drone technology to deliver electrical charges into clouds, triggering heavy rainfall over Dubai in the middle of summer. The National Center of Meteorology in the UAE logged over 247 cloud seeding operations in a single year. The United States has its own active research programs. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, continues to fund cloud seeding research. The state of Wyoming has spent over $15 million on weather modification programs since 2005 to increase snowpack in the mountains for water supply purposes. Idaho, Colorado, Utah, and California all have active cloud seeding programs operated either by state governments or private water utilities. Now here is where it gets genuinely unsettling. In 2023, researchers at the University of Central Florida published findings showing that high-powered lasers could be used to trigger and direct lightning bolts. They successfully demonstrated this on a communications tower in Switzerland, guiding actual lightning away from a target using a laser beam fired from a ground station. This technology, called laser lightning rods, opens a completely new dimension of atmospheric manipulation beyond just cloud seeding. DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, has publicly acknowledged research into atmospheric manipulation. Their program, called HARP, the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program in Alaska, studies how directed energy beams interact with the ionosphere. While HARP has been the subject of significant public controversy and speculation, what is not disputed is that it genuinely can alter the behavior of the upper atmosphere. Scientists have used it to create artificial plasma clouds and test how radio waves bounce off a charged sky. Here is the part nobody talks about at dinner. If weather can be modified locally, it can also be modified competitively. One country seeding clouds upwind could steal moisture from a neighboring country's rainfall cycle. This is already being debated between Iran and its neighbors. Iranian officials have publicly accused foreign countries of interfering with their natural rainfall patterns. Whether accurate or not, the accusation itself tells you everything about where this technology is headed politically. The ethical questions are staggering. Who owns the rain? If a private company or a government seeds clouds over your region and flooding destroys your home, who is liable? If a drought somewhere can be traced to cloud seeding operations upstream in another jurisdiction, is that an act of aggression? The World Meteorological Organization has been pushing for international regulatory frameworks, but as of 2024, there is still no globally binding legal structure governing civilian weather modification. We are standing at the edge of something that could redefine agriculture, eliminate droughts, prevent wildfires, and give humanity genuine leverage over one of its oldest enemies, unpredictable weather. But that same power in the wrong hands, or without the right accountability, could trigger resource wars fought not with missiles, but with clouds. The technology is real. The programs are active, and the regulations are dangerously behind. The next time it rains, ask yourself whether anyone made that decision. If this opened your eyes to something you never considered before, follow this page right now because we go deeper on the stories the mainstream skips entirely. Now I want to hear from you. If weather control technology became fully available tomorrow, should governments control it exclusively, or should it be regulated by an independent global body?